Hey, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about, is buying land in Florida a good investment? I'm buying land all over the country, but is Florida a good one? First, I'm going to talk about what happened in 2004 and 2005 that changed everything in the land game. The second is about the groundwork that's already been done for you. And third, the number one asset people are looking for in Florida. All right, land game was changed in 2004, 2005. Developers were going through and subdividing the entire state. There was a massive building boom going on. Is Florida a great place? Is Florida a good investment to buy land? Absolutely, because the hard work has been done for you. Developers were going in and just developing all these large parcels of land, all these tracts. So pretty much the whole entire state is already subdivided into buildable lots. Some of these tracts are 5,000 square foot, some of them are 1 acre, some of them are 5 acres. But all over Florida, this was already done for you. And then we all know what happened in 2008, 2009. Most of this land went back to other people, tax investors, and now the developers no longer have it. And that's opened the game for people like you and I, the small guy, the inefficient land buyers, the inefficient parcels of land. I shouldn't call we're inefficient land buyers. The inefficient parcels of land is what we land buyers buy. I want to tell you a little story about my father. My dad's been working with his hands his entire life. He used to build towers, and then he started welding brackets for towers. Then he started a lawn service, and now he's got a land business. My dad, after almost 2 years of being in the land business, has already bought and sold 50 parcels of land that has changed his life, and these parcels of land were subdivided. What he does, he goes in and buys these pieces of land at a massive discount, and he turns around and does a quick flip to someone that's looking for a piece of land in this area, and he flips them for cash and puts money in his pocket every single week doing this. So because of this massive downturn in the economy in 2009 that we all heard about, our fingers are still burnt from that hot stove, but a lot of this land went away from the developers, away from the banks, to where the common person just bought these parcels of land. And here we are, 10 or 11 years later, these people that have been holding on to this land have stopped paying taxes, and now there are back taxes on this land. So that shows right there that they are possibly motivated to sell it, or they no longer want it, or they're not going to do anything with it. That creates amazing opportunities for us to go in and offer a massive discount or a discounted price and get this land at 40, 50, 60 cents on the dollar and turn around and sell it to someone that's looking to buy the piece of land at somewhat of a discount or sometimes retail price if you offer the seller financing. So let me break that down a little bit for you. So we go in and we buy a piece of land at 50 cents on the dollar. Let's say this piece of land is worth $20,000. That's the actual market value of the land. And I talk about that in another video. I show you how to find the fair market value of the land. But let's say this piece of land is $20,000 and we're able to make an offer to a landowner at, let's just say, $10,000, 50 cents on the dollar. Well, this landowner accepts it. Why does he accept it? Because he's motivated. He might live in another county. He might live in another state. He might be getting old. No telling. So they could be elderly and they're looking to downsize, and that extra $10,000 could be life-changing for them. And guys, we're not offering a massive discount in order to rip these land sellers off. We're actually solving their problem. We're helping them to get the funds for moving, whatever it is. We're kind of giving them an out. We're getting this burden off their shoulders, and we're doing the legwork. They could actually list it with a realtor and spend the time to sell this land. And we always ask them, why don't you just list it with a realtor? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And most of the time, they've got the reasons, and there's a reason why they haven't done it in the last 25 years that they've owned the land. So we're just offering them speed and convenience for a portion of their equity. So let's get back to the point. I'm going to buy this land at $10,000. That's what I'm going to pay for it. It's worth $20,000. I've got this asset at 50 cents on the dollar. I'm going to start listing this thing everywhere. I want to put it on the land sale sites. I want to put it on Facebook. I'm going to put it on Craigslist. I'm going to put signs out there. I'm going to send neighbor letters. I talk about this in another video on how to sell your land for sale by owner. But I'm going to get this thing out everywhere, and I'm going to find someone that's got a down payment of $10,000 or more, because I want to get my money out of this transaction as fast as possible. Or let's just say maybe you don't have $10,000. That's okay. I didn't either at one time. So I would use a title company. I would bring this piece of land to the title company. I'd bring them my contract. They would open up a policy, and my buyer would bring their $10,000 down payment to the title company, and that would act as my purchase price. That money, I would never touch it. It would go directly to the seller at closing, and then I would hold a $10,000 mortgage for this land. So technically, my buyer is paying $20,000, my seller is getting $10,000, and I'm holding a mortgage for $10,000. So $20,000 total. I've now got a mortgage, a note payable to me every single month for the next 30 years, 5 years, however long, at a couple $100 a month at an agreed upon interest rate, and I can just go along creating these one by one by one. Actually, there's no limit to the amount that I can do. I can do one of these a day if I wanted to. And then at the end of the day, that's how you get 100 notes payable to you. That's how you build financial freedom. And that's how we're buying this land at massive discounts. We're finding one man's trash or a problem that they have not solved themselves. We're solving it and getting paid very nicely for it. So if you're listening to this and you're hearing good information, or you might have that piece of land that you've been looking at or coveting, or just did not know how to pull the trigger, ask a question in the comments below. I read these, I get to them eventually. I promise I will answer it and coach you along on how to buy that piece of land at a massive discount. Or maybe you're stuck on something. Pop a comment in the comments below. I'd love to help you out with it. So you want to get your hands on an asset everyone's looking for. Here's the cool thing about Florida. There is water on 3 different sides of it. The east side, the west side, and yes, the south side. I think that's pretty close to Cuba there, but the water is super clear down there. It's crystal clear. And why not have an asset like that? This is the vacation destination of the world. Yes, you heard me, the world. Even people in Europe. When I was stationed in Germany for 3 years, people in Prague would talk about Florida, Miami, Florida. Places like Miami and Orlando. Oh, that's Disney World. That's Disneyland, which actually Disneyland's in California. They didn't know what they were talking about, but that's okay. They associate Florida with Disneyland too, not just Disney World. So Florida's amazing, and there's so many land opportunities in Florida. So imagine getting a parcel of land at a massive discount and turning around and seller financing this thing. Get your hands on stuff people are looking for. Don't go out and create demand for something. Buy something that's already in demand. All right, let me give you a pro tip. I'm not buying waterfront land. I'm just saying that the Florida is surrounded by water. There's amazing attraction. You probably look at Airbnb's 10-minute walk from the beach. Amazing. I want to talk to you about this. You can pretty much get anything at a massive discount. Just because Brent Bowers is not buying waterfront land at a discount doesn't mean you can't. You can buy anything at a massive discount. There's a reason why people bring Rolexes to pawn shops to get 20 cents on the dollar for them, because they need the money, or they've got a problem they're trying to solve, and they just so happen to have that Rolex. Same thing with land. It's easy to get rid of, easy to solve the problem. And that's all we're doing. We're solving problems for people. So I got a free gift for you today. It's my land buying roadmap. We use this for every time we buy a piece of land, whether I'm buying a piece of land or one of our assistants are buying a piece of land. Click below in the description, and it is all yours for free today.